Hey YouTube, JP back for another JP Gaming. Today we will be playing some more Hearthstone Standard Ladder. It's Tuesday, Valentine's Day. We will be representing or trying to win with some Warlock decks. We'll play two games. First game, we'll see how it goes with a non-meta friendly deck. We'll be playing Zoo, an old school aggro deck. If we don't do well, we might switch over to a Reno deck, but hopefully we can get the wins. So this is my take on Zoo. Zoo is a very aggressive, low creature costs. You want to play with a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drop creatures. There's a few different variations. I'm kind of playing a Knife Juggler, Knife Juggler deck. But I've also spiced it up with some of the demons. This guy right here, Tiny Knight of Evil, is new, I believe. And he's interesting because there's also a discard theme running throughout. You'll notice we do have to dump a lot. There's a lot of opportunities to discard in this deck. So we do have a few creatures that can take advantage of that. This guy is a dual enabler. He enables our discard abilities to become very powerful, and he's also a demon. So we did splash a few demon friendly stuff. Like here's a removal spell that if we cast it on a demon, it buffs them. And we also have Demon Wrath, and that deals 2 damage to all non-demon minions. That's there specifically to fight against pirate decks. I've played this deck 3 times off camera though, and have not played a single pirate deck yet. But this does a really good job of cleaning up early pirate aggression. And the name of the game for us is just beat them down as quick as possible and try to finish them off with Doomguard. It's very powerful, 5-drop, swinging with 5/7 body on turn 5 is extremely powerful, and especially if we can combo it with stuff like Silverware Golem, then we can close the games out pretty quick. One thing to note, the big bodies are pretty helpful in this meta, I believe. For example, this 7, and we also have a 5 here. And what I mean by that, there's a few crucial AoEs that are used to clear boards, and that's really the only consideration we have with this Demon Zoo. We're going to lose if we extend and play out a bunch of our creatures and then they all get cleared off with a single spell. The biggest, scariest one in my opinion is the Priest Dragonfire, which does 5 damage to all non-dragons. So this is the only guy we have that will survive unbuffed against that. So always good to remind ourselves if we're playing somebody like Priest, Shaman, Mage, to not overextend and make sure that we keep some of our creatures back so that we can repopulate the board if and when they decide to clear. So we are going to start a game up using the Demon Zoo deck. Hopefully we'll be clearing out the Warlock Victory today. Let's get it popping. So they did announce today, I forgot to mention, they announced a couple positive changes to the game. Nerfs in the fact that the pirate small-time buccaneer that we talk about a lot, the 1/2 that if you play a weapon becomes a 3/2, he's getting nerfed down to a 1 toughness, which will make him much easier to deal with. He then suddenly dies to a lot of different removals, and he would even die to a Void Walker like we have here. Gonna ship all these. Not enough gas. We're gonna hopefully get some better creatures, and so they're nerfing Small Time Buccaneer, and then they're also nerfing Spirit Claws, that busted 1-drop Shaman weapon that becomes a 3 power if you have a spell totem down, or Blood Mage Thalanos, or anything with spell damage. So this is a good start. You're going to see the power of discard. Hopefully we will drop the Malakazir's Imp whenever you discard a card, draw a card. So hopefully if he sticks around until next turn, we will throw down probably the Succubus, maybe the Darkshire, but that will draw us a card if he's still around. So to finish up my story real quick, they're announcing a patch that's coming out. They're going to nerf those two cards. They're nerfing Small Time Buccaneer and Spirit Claws. And then they're also adding safety nets. I don't know for better use, for better words, but safety stop points in the ladder. So currently there is a stop at 20. If you start above level 20 in the season and work your way down by winning, and say you get to level 19, if you lose and go back to 20, I believe you can't go higher than 20. That's a safe plateau. But after that, there's nothing until legendary, and so that's 20 levels of really hard grinding. And so I believe they're adding plateaus, safety stops at every 5th. So 15, 10, and 5, you will now be able to, once you make that rank, be able to take a break, play whatever decks you want, and not be punished for trying fun stuff. And if that's the case, that might encourage me and us to make the climb. Highest I've ever been on ladder is, I believe, rank 4 or rank 5. I do remember getting my epic cards, but the way it works is the highest rank you achieve in a month, you are rewarded. If you hit rank 5 or higher, you get your guaranteed golden cards in your cache, along with other things like dust and a pack of cards and stuff like that. A card back. I don't think you can get packs of cards, but yeah, and then they also start you higher next season, the following month. Instead of resetting everybody back to 25, you get reset back to corresponding rank depending on how high you made it. Alright, so he doesn't really have much going on, and we are sitting pretty with our discard combos. To really press our advantage, we could drop another imp and a second Darkshire Librarian. That's going to draw 2 cards, and we're not worried so much about board clear, because when these die, we draw a card. So we would draw 2 more cards. So we would be flushed for cards at that point. And it's kind of funny, we don't really want to discard the Silver Orgon, which we're going to. That will play the card. We would be almost okay with holding it back, but so we'll go ahead and swing in for 4 damage. If Hugo the Wolf here doesn't have a answer, the game should be over pretty soon. Our zoo deck gets pretty crazy quick. He is far off from a Flame Strike. Really, mages typically run board clears at 6 and 7. Doomsayer played there he's not hoping to clear our board, but he's just it's basically a heal 7. We have to dedicate at least 7 of our damage to clearing the Doomsayer. If we don't, at the start of next turn, destroys all minions. So we have a couple options for dealing with it. We could throw our Shadow Bolt into it and then do 3 more damage, and that would leave up 8 damage to him. But we would leave 1 floating mana and not have a lot to deal with. Or we could drop our Defender, pumping, but I think at this point we have enough damage on board to really press our advantage, and we talked about it earlier. I don't really feel like extending too much into a inevitable board clear, so we will go ahead and use our 4 damage, swing with one of our librarians, freeing up the rest of our guys to swing in. And even though we left 1 mana floating, I think it's smarter at this point to hang back, at least that turn. We might reevaluate next turn, but right now he's looking for action. Name of the game is board clears. So that's probably an ice block or armor. So go ahead and swing in. Okay, so it's probably the immunity ice block, I believe it is. When he goes to 0, he will become immune and not die. How can we do most damage here without extending too much? If we, so these are demon. We have no demons. 2, 8. I think we stay on course. And I think we even tap here to draw a card. We'll pass turn. We're in a very good position. We have ability to reestablish board presence. I would love to see something, a second card, low cost minion that is not a discard card. Perfect recovery from a board wipe at this point would be Dark Peddler and Succubus, followed by a Defender of Argus on both. We really only have to worry about large board clears, like I said, at 7, but I do believe he has not played his coin yet, which means he could possibly clear next turn. We know we're not going to kill him this turn, but I think we should still what should we do here? My shield for Argus. Let's go ahead and do that and buff this guy here.
I'll find it.
Okay, so I don't know if that's optimal or not, but my thinking there was I wanted to bring him down as low as possible before making him go immune, and I'm happy with putting a taunt on the librarian, forcing him to kill it, which means we could draw a card. Okay, so can we get the win here? We have no direct damage. So first thing we will do, that can only go minion. I believe that's minions only, not characters. So we'll actually play the Dark Peddler. Grab the Leper Gnome, play the Leper Gnome, and kill our own Leper Gnome, doing 2 damage to him. And that's how you sneak out the win with those type of decks. I love those small creative micro decisions and finding the answers, really. Not always the easiest decks to pilot, especially in this meta. So we will continue to play it. We got 1 win. Can we go 2 tonight? The spell that we won with there, the do 2 damage to target minion, or if it's a demon, give it 2/2. You rarely see that played in zoo decks, and I mean I don't think demon decks have ever been extremely popular. I could be wrong though. So pretty strong, pretty aggressive opener. We do have to consider that it is a rogue that we're going up against, and so they are equipped with things such as Backstab, which is a 0 mana costed removal spell that can easily deal 2 damage to an undamaged flame imp. So we're effectively doing 3 damage to us. They do have the pirate package, so we should keep that. I'm gonna drop the succubus just because we'll probably want to hang on to the demon wrath, and we risk the chance of discarding it accidentally. There's no real use to waiting. We're basically challenging him to have use a backstab here. The only reason why he wouldn't is if he doesn't have it. But we'll probably see that here. So, and okay, that's small. What am I trying to say? That card is rarely played. I wouldn't say. I mean, you will occasionally see rogues out there trying to do something different, but it's not played in the standard rogue packages. Let's put it that way. I do like the card though, which this will also signifies that we will be seeing. There is a, I believe it's a 1/1 stealth creature that he's going to be playing. That when killed, it will produce Jade Golems, and then he has a cool undead raptor that copies death rattle effect, so he will be setting up combos where he copies that death rattle effect. So here we have no plays except to tap. Depending on how much pressure he can put down, we do have a pretty solid mid game that includes, yeah, there's the Jade Swarm that I was talking about. I love it. Kind of reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I'm all on board with that. So here's a pretty crucial period. He's going to want to, like I said, copy this ability, which will Unearthed Raptor, I believe, which will take all of his mana. But he's probably also considering getting these type of creatures off the board, which will mean he has to combo Eviscerate or something like that to go upstairs. So we're actually going to get greedy here. The proper play is probably put down Defender of Argus, which sounds funny, but since we have 2, but we're going to get extra greedy here and play a second Darkshire Councilman. And the greediness comes in the fact that we're playing Voidwalker and hoping that protects whatever he's got, plus all these guys coming in long enough so that we can keep these guys on board, keep pumping them up, maybe drop a Defender of Argus between them. Love the art on that guy. Love the blue eyes. Alright, so we can pretty much punish him here, in my opinion. We will,
My shield for
okay, one consideration was removing a 2/2 from the board with our healthy Darkshire Councilman. But I don't think that would have changed the outcome too much. He would have just had the option of clearing either one. he basically would have still been at that point. And here, at least, we force him to do stuff like this. And yeah, that's fine. We're putting the pressure on. We just need to find a way to really turn it up here. So probably what we'll do is throw down a taunt and then actually play the Doom Guard. The dream would have been to discard both Demon Wraths there, leaving Argus for next turn. But I think this is okay still because we were able to play the Void Walker. But he's going to need like a Backstab Eviscerate combo to get rid of the Doom Guard.
The truth is in here.
That's a good discard for us. So yeah, we might have him. How can we get him? How can we get him? We snuck out that 1-pointer last game. We are just looking now. It's a pretty good play for him. That allows him to look at another card. That's a strong backstab.
You are not the boss of me.
All right, sorry about that. I have no idea what that looked like, but we were waiting for some food delivery, and the food got here. So, anyways, we won 2 games with our jank-ass zoo deck tonight. That's great. Both games, we got them real low, and we're able to find our answers. So, that was unexpected, guys, and I'm glad that we got to share that event. So, I appreciate everybody watching. I have one quick note. An avid fan, probably the #1 supporter of this YouTube channel, thank you, Ethan, mentioned, and I tend to agree, that it would be great if we had a teaching video series where we learn to play the game together. So I'm going to do exactly that. Sometime in the near future, we will be creating a new account, brand new, free-to-play account together, and we will go over the basics as if you have no understanding of the game at all, and learn and play together. And hopefully we will have some fun games on the new free-to-play account, and we'll see how far we get. So I appreciate the feedback. If there's anything else like that out there, please leave some comments for me. Let me know how I'm doing. Give me some thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, and I appreciate all that. So thank you, and good night.